Buddy, I'm making a game. It's called the Godkiller. It's a 3D top-down puzzle-solving adventure game. And it's a beautiful day outside, a fine day to stay inside and write code. And that's what I'm going to do. Because nothing makes me want to stay inside like a blue sky and just a few clouds floating through it and a park one block away from me. Actually, there's a part of me that enjoys the winter and the fall because then it gets nice and gray and I don't have that feeling like, what am I doing? I should go outside. I should be a human being. I should enjoy it. I actually enjoy quite a bit staying inside and just doing my own stuff. And that is what I'm going to do. It's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a demo. The game is looking better now. I won't say than it's ever looked before. I'll say it's looking as good as it has ever looked before. I'm reserving that. I don't want to like throw away what's the word? Hyperbolic statements. So let me hit play. I'm on the latest Unity as of today. Tomorrow there'll probably be a new Unity, and I'll again resume ignoring its request to update to a new version of Unity. What I did yesterday is I got the post-processing render stack working, and I gussied up the level a little bit so it would just look a little more interesting and better. So the colors you see here are more saturated. There is a bloom effect around bright lights. So if I go over this lamp, it's a little hard to see with that lamp. Let me see if I can find a better place. Alright, so that blue light that's coming out of this lamp over here, it is extending beyond the point, the mesh that it emits from. There's a little bit of a blur around the edge of it. I think at one point I had it like crazy bright, and it was just a little too much, and I turned it down. But I do love me some good bloom. Also notable is that I've got depth of field blurring, so that if something is a fair distance away from the player, or I should say the player's distance from the camera, it becomes blurred. And it's a great thing to add to this game in particular, because all the time you've got these tall walls rising up very close to the camera, and unless there's some things to draw your attention back to where the player is at, your eye is going to be constantly flitting to these things that are nearer to you. So yeah, you can see like how everything looks really green. That's the improved saturation. There is like a lighting thing with Unity I've never really made peace with. I don't know if it's truly correct that wherever I go, this sort of disk of light follows. Is that right? Is that how things work in the real world? I know it's like too much intensity there. Like I could just simply reduce the light source, but I'm just a little bit distrustful of the idea that light should move around wherever I go like that. It's a light that's fixed in position, so I just don't know if I can get behind that rendering effect. But clearly I can make that light not so luminous, and I won't have this giant white disk there'll still be like a point of light that seems to follow me around wherever I go. And maybe that's correct. It's hard for me to say. I don't spend a lot of time looking at light from this particular viewpoint in the real world, so I'm struggling a bit to understand if it's correct or not. It probably doesn't matter too much if it's correct or not compared to reality, because it's unlikely I'm going to be able to change it, or it may be impractical to change it. Okay, so let's see. I'm better. Yeah, this here, I think the bloom comes across pretty well. So you see those blue lights around the edge of the floor there. And I am just really enjoying playing with the axles and spokes. They're just fun. I like it when things are just kind of inherently fun, even before you design puzzles around them. So here's something you can do that's fun. Okay, so I just dropped these down, but if I want to, I can make puzzles where you have to create a path where you walk on top of it, and I'll show you. So if I move that there, I can come up here, like all the way back here, and drop down top, and I can walk on top of it. So it's kind of a cool type of puzzle to make, where you arrange these things such that you can make a path where you walk on top of it to get to something else. Also, like, I didn't do any puzzle design on this level, but just kind of messing around with it is fun, which is always a good sign when making games. So I can pick points that I want to get to. For example, I notice way off to the west here, there's a platform I could probably land on. It's just kind of fun figuring these things out. So in this game, like, a lot of the puzzles are just kind of analyzing the level and seeing like how you can move through 3 space to arrive at different locations. It's very easy to make puzzles around this, and they seem to be inherently fun. At least I enjoy them, and to some extent that's the only real guide I have. I'm not going to take the basic concept to a bunch of people and focus group it and say, you know, should there be less puzzles where you're trying to figure out how to get places? I'm never going to do that. It's just going to be, am I enjoying, like, figuring out how to get to different places? I am? Okay, let's add some more stuff. It's just about that. Am I enjoying fighting the enemies and knocking them around and putting them off the sides of cliffs? I am? Okay, then it stays. It kind of has to be that way. Otherwise, if I just ask somebody what's good, they would use their experience of other games to direct what this game should be. And I think there's enough things that are new here that I really am on my own as far as judging the basic concepts of what's fun or not. I could give it to somebody and they'd say, well, I want to go diagonally. I just want to move like in the whatever direction that I point with my stick, because I'm used to, let's say, I want to be able to control the camera. I'm used to, when I play Xbox, taking the left stick and using it to pick a different point of view. All kinds of that, which are just conventions from other games that we've kind of learned to accept, and they become the building blocks of creating new games iteratively based on what we're comfortable with. I have my own set of building blocks that are less well known, and they came from a game called Drod that I made in the 90s. A series of games made with help from other people. And the concepts in that are extremely well developed. You would not believe the thousands of hours of thought that went into them and making them work and refining them. And so it's sort of like, if you look like a game like Doom, and then you see like where'd it go from there? It went to Quake, and then it went to, kind of bloomed out from there into all kinds of games. And now you arrive through its lineage at things like Call of Duty or Fortnite, whatever, that just kind of incrementally added to it. There's a lineage here as well, but it's a much less popular family. There's not nearly as much exposure to all the principles. But it's things like, if you move north, logically you're there instantly, and that's what matters as far as the game logic. You may watch an animation that shows this lady stepping into the square, but as soon as you issue the command, you're there. Let me drop a brawler onto the screen so you have like an enemy to interact with, so I can explain a few other concepts. Let's throw a brawler, except I'm on the game screen. Brawler, brawler, brawler. And let's have more than one. Okay. Alright. So then I'm gonna hit play again. I'm gonna show you the weirdest thing about the stepping mechanic that seems to trip people up. So, game logic, you're entirely inside of one square, and all the other objects that you see are as well. There's some design to things so that it's pretty clear, visual design, that they occupy unambiguously certain squares in the game. It's very gritty. Grid-like, grid-ish, grid-esque, grid-based. Okay, so here's these brawlers. They only move after I move. They seem to move like exactly when I move, but the truth is I press the key and then they're reacting. They're moving based upon the new position I've given myself. Okay, so there they go. There they go. Now, to help people that don't understand the stepping mechanic very well, I've added these pink guide squares around the player you control. And they show, like, in each of the four directions where you'd end up if you pushed that key. In addition to that, there's this little triangle here, which is a push warning. It means that if I go north into that square, the result is very likely to be that I'll get pushed east by the brawler. The brawler's over here. This guy here. So if I go north one square, the brawler's going to push me. Okay? So that's a little clue to the player who's not familiar with stepping mechanics, that there'll be some consequence to going west. You won't just get to go west. You're going to go west and then get your ass thrown across the room. Now, whether or not I get pushed or that guy gets pushed just depends on spacing, or as I like to call it, cadence. Wait a minute. No, there's a better word somebody else came up with. Parity. Parity. Okay. So I'm still on the parity where I'll always get pushed. Eventually. Okay, so now I'm in the parity where I'll end up pushing that guy. And the rules are that when you push something, it pushes everything else that was pushable in the same line until they hit like a obstacle that stops them all. So you can't see it, but north of me, all three of those guys are just pushed all the way up against a wall. I can go north to them, and now they're approaching me all in a line because they just all got knocked north. Let me do it again. Okay, so that's what they're up to. So, anyways, these guys, they follow me around. They only move when I move. Some actions don't actually make a step happen. So, so if the spoke is blocked and I push against it, it shows a little animation just to indicate to me that it blocked. But actually the game world, logically speaking, did not change. So that axle and spoke, they are staying in their same position. They didn't move as far as the game logic is concerned. They're occupying the same squares, whether I push on this or not. The animation is just there just to show me that it's blocked, and it gives me a little bit of indication. Well, it stopped here and it bounced off, so probably it's this guy that's blocking it. Okay. So after a while, the movements you make around these people to advance your goals start to get more intuitive, and you don't have to think that hard about it. It's not like playing a game of chess where you might spend, 5 to 30 seconds thinking about what you want your move to be. You end up getting kind of an intuitive sense. Okay, like suppose I want to get to the west side of the room. I'll show you how I do it. I'll kind of explain slowly how I'm thinking to start with, but realize all this stuff becomes very intuitive. So I can see the push guard here is on, or the push warning is here. So if I move west, I'm just going to get knocked. I know that if I go down a step, he's only going to kind of follow me, and I won't be able to clear him. I already know this from playing this a lot. So I can use my flinging to just kind of get ahead of him a little bit. So I hold down the shift key, and I see like I can't fling west because there's a little X over here, and there's an X there because there's a creature in the way, and I cannot fling into a creature. Basically, there has to be something else to catch me besides a creature. But I know I can fling south, and now my way west is open to fling past these two guys. So here I could go south and I could get around everybody. I could go north. I could probably do it from north too. I'll try it north. Yeah. So then they sort of closed in on me a little bit, but I can see that I can fling west, and then I'm past them all. So you might say, why don't you just kill them? Can you kill them? Yeah, you can kill them. I'll show you why. Let's see if I can kill one of these guys. It'd be easier if I put some spikes down. There, I just get one by himself. It'll be a little bit easier for me to kill him. So I'm looking at the parity, and I know that if I'm off parity, I won't be able to get on the right parity unless I do a fling or I get knocked around. Okay, so if I push north, this guy has nowhere to go. That's when he dies. Same rules apply to me. The problem is he didn't die permanently. He just respawned at the egg. The egg is back here. So there's the guy waiting in the egg, and he's back in action. See, there I just knocked him off the side of a cliff, and again he's back in action. So while you can kill enemies, there's usually no point in doing it, because they just respawn. So it's really more about, what are your goals other than killing these guys? What are you trying to do in this level? In most levels, you're trying to get to that exit up there. On this level, I made it super easy to get to that exit, so it's not much of a level goal. This is more just a playing around type of level. The title of this level is Delete Me, and I'm pretty sure I will end up deleting it. But this is the level exit, and I'm not going to step onto it, because that'll go on to some other level, which is even junkier than this one. But to exit the level, you just step onto it and you kind of float up. Okay, let me make this level hard. Let me make it hard. I'm just going to load it up with these dudes. I'm just going to put so many brawlers in it. And I'll put them in places that are annoying for me. So, let's stick some more brawlers in here. Is this... It kind of feels like he's not positioned right. That's weird. Alright, let's fix that. 50. It's something like I gotta have global turned on, and then, and no, this is on. That's off, that's on. Okay, I don't know why these guys are badly snapped. I think I did something to get them on the wrong spot. What about these guys? Weird. Okay, well, I'll deal with that at some point. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. I'm just want to show you what it's like when it's a little bit hard. Also, these guys are off too. What happens if I just grab them all? Let's organize the scene. Take all the brawlers. That's just weird. Something's off. Something's a little bit screwy there. I'll come back to that, but let me just get this going. I fought a battle to get this snapping going too, so I don't like seeing it being wrong. Okay, that guy's alright. Let me take this guy, who seems to be okay. The snap is set in this very strange way. So the snap is being employed, but incorrectly by Unity. So I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, that's enough for now. Let me get some spikes in there, which will make it a little more interesting. Spikes. Okay, so the spikes are doing that weird thing too. Good to know. Alright, let's demo this mess and then I'll get to fixing stuff. Alright, now there should just be like way too many of these guys. Okay, so say I want to go west. Easiest way is just go around them all like that. Okay, some bug got introduced there. Huh. And it looks like I'm maybe doubled up on my axles. Yeah. Something weird there. Okay. Alright, let me see how hard it is to get up to the exit. It's not that hard. Oh, except these guys are waiting for me. So if they're waiting for me, I go here, I'm going to get knocked, I think. No, not yet. Here I could get knocked. So what are my choices? I could knock that guy down south. I could go west, I'll get knocked. I'll get pushed to death. I can fling, but I'm pretty sure that'll take me no place useful. So I think I need to get these guys out of here. It might take a few deaths for me to get them out. Okay. Okay, he's got the push on me. I'm going to draw him out a little bit. Gotta draw him out some more. Grab the bonus while I'm here. The key is like getting the enemies where you want and then flinging around them in order to move to places that they're blocking. Let's see how close I am to winning. Pretty close. So I'm looking at where that pink square will go if I draw it. So these guys are guarding pretty good. The problem is that there's two of them. If there's one of them, I could just drop down on top of one of them and end up destroying him. But there's two of them, so that means as soon as I drop down the first one, I'll get pushed by the second. And that guy killed me. But I cleared out one of the enemies up there, so I can just come back. So he's down there. I see the pink square on top of him. It means I'll kill him. Okay. So now I would be able to win the level. So it's a nice thing about this game and the elements in it is puzzles emerge before you create puzzles. Kind of in the same way, if you ever played Minecraft, not Minecraft, Minefield. Minefield. Um, all it does is randomly puts a whole bunch of mines in hidden locations. Does not design puzzles around them. And then as you try to deduce where the mines are at, the puzzles just kind of emerge from it. And it's the same with these guys. The rules for how they move and what they can do and what you can do just sort of naturally create puzzles. So if I just have a goal to get back to the stairs over there, there's this whole mass of dudes over here that are going to block my way. I could try to push through them. I might be successful. Okay, got through there. So I can knock one of those guys onto the spikes. This is a fun thing too, if you get a whole bunch of them lined up with the right cadence, you can just like kill them all in a line. It's actually pretty fun. Alright, so I'm going to stick with my goal of trying to get one of these guys to die in the spikes. Here it comes. Knocked them onto the spikes. You can also just lead them so that they end up walking over the spike. Oh, you wouldn't. Oh, man. Come on. Here it comes. Here we go. Two of them died walking onto the spikes. Alright, that's enough of this self-indulgent demoing stuff. Okay, so while I was demoing, I saw two bugs, and my whole thing these days is when I see bugs, I fix them. Okay, so snapping on the 0.5, that cannot stand. Extra spoke clones. How did I get those? Let me look at the console. Okay, this is related to a different bug that I already have listed. Clear that. So this guy has got an axle here. If I hide this axle, is there another one underneath of it? Yes, there is. suggests to me that my code for instancing axles has got some issues. So let me, okay, turn that off. If I click on this, okay, so I have some extra spokes that were created outside of the outside of the game object for the axle, and I don't know why they're there. Can simply just delete these. Okay, that will fix the problem inside the game, very likely. You know, okay, jump into my other problem. I'm kind of wondering if my whole entire level is off. No? Okay. What about these other objects? So the level's a root object. It's on the snap. To go to something else in here. Okay, that's all on the snap. Don't actually need that, so I'll delete it. Let me go to something else. This guy was created before today. Okay, there's where it gets screwy. Let me take a look at the snap settings. Yeah, I don't say anything like snap on 0.5, but it seems to be thinking that the correct thing is to move it on 0.5 here, and not even 0.5 on the other one, but 0.514. So I can do that with other objects too. Okay, this one's doing on the 0.5. I didn't do the 0.514 thing. But it's kind of irritating because I don't know where it's getting that instruction from. Okay, this one's doing 0.51. I wonder if it has to do with things that are offset inside of it. So just let me see if I can find something that doesn't have an offset and see if it behaves in the same fucked up way. It does. Okay, let me try this. I'll turn off this center thing. Go to pivot. That fixes it. Okay. Okay, that's gotta be it. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Snapping on the 0.5 fixed. Okay. Then let me think about the spikes. Those might have been caused by one of the times when I Unity crashed. What I will do is save this. Now it should be in a good state. I'm going to see if I can get a repro on those axles, doubling up and adding an extra game object. Just before I do that, what is the deal with this? Okay, full screen camera. Let me see if there's some kind of setting related to that. You'd think it would let you select the text and copy and paste it, but apparently not. I go here, will I be able to copy and paste from there? That would be nice. Nope. Okay. I will just friggin' eyeball it. Unity, when used with built-in render pipeline. And then to tell Google, no, I really mean this exact phrase. Put it in quotes. Alright, I'm gonna try that. those are general preferences for the IDE. I don't know, is this... I have no idea. I have no idea where the setting is for this. URP asset, Universal Render Pipeline asset, was no longer assigned in project settings graphics. I think that's where it was. But I didn't see anything like that. Let's see, what's the date on this? This is recent. It's the same thing. This looks like a copy of the same. Yeah, I already saw this one. Okay. Yeah. It's weird. When you ask Google for results and it gives you one page. Suppose I was very specific. Okay, there's one I didn't look at. There were just links underneath. Okay. So let me look at this response again. When using built-in render pipeline, use a full screen camera. Let's see. Unity. URP asset. Assign. Right. I don't even know what render pipeline I'm using. But this might be something worth trying. Create the universal render pipeline asset. Okay, I can try that. Clear that shit. I do not see it. Where's it at? Rendering universal render pipeline asset. I did not see that anywhere. Create. Oh, I'll create this instead. That's not it. Create rendering, that's the part I don't have, rendering. That's not there. Assets, create, rendering. Okay, let's try that. Assets, create. It's not there. I suspect I needed to create the project with a certain setting in order for that to be there. So this feels like a red herring. It bothers me because so far with this new project I've been successful in getting rid of all warnings. And I don't want to go back to the habit of just always having my console window cluttered up with warnings and not treating them as actionable because there's just so many I can't do anything about. So this is maybe the first thing that's been a little bit hard to resolve. Okay, so in the console window, in the game window, when I've got that visible, that's where the rendering would happen. But it's actually happening in the scene that I get this message. So if I go, wait a minute, did it just clear up for some reason? Okay, I clicked on one game object and then it caused that error to show. What if I click on something else? Yep. Okay, so basically clicking on anything in the editor, anything at all. Let me do one that's not a PB object, Pro Builder object. This thing down here, a plane. Nope, that's also Pro Builder object. I just want to rule out that it has anything to do with Pro Builder. So let us create this little cube. Clear this, click on the cube. Selecting in the hierarchy doesn't seem to cause the error to come up, but what if I just click on it here? Yeah, okay. So if I click on any game object inside of the scene window, it's going to cause this little warning. Has nothing to do with Pro Builder. Let me just take the camera and play with it a little bit. If I turn off the post-processing, then I click on stuff. Oh, that also still has the problem. Okay. Oh, well, there's this guy here too. So let me turn that off. Okay, clear this. Okay, so that fixes that, but that also disables something I want. So let's go back. I'd like to see how I get rid of this thing. So it seems like it would go here, but I just don't have any options. It also seems like none should be a valid option. Okay. I'm gonna do which render background use. Which render pipeline is default? All right. I am going to ask a question. Be very similar to this person's question. So similar. Let me see if my experience is the same as his. So if I click anywhere in the scene, Yep. Let me double check that this is true. All right, so we do. Okay, I've got this 2 audio listeners in the same, but that's not what I'm concerned about. Okay. I already said that. Okay, so I'm going to let this percolate. Okay. This is not the most important thing to solve. It's just I want my console to run clean. So I will add this. Oh, wait a minute. This is interesting. Huh. I didn't expect to get to the actual source code. So it's just saying... Interesting. Wow. I'm just curious. What if I just go bam bam? Is that going to rebuild that? Oh, wow. Well, that's one way to fix it. It's not the best way because I've essentially forked the package. Well, I mean, that's the wrong word, but yeah, I guess that's right. It's my own local version of it now. So as soon as they release an upgrade, I'd have to redo that comment out thing. Wow. So what they're looking at the camera rect. They're saying that, this code is a little bit hard for me to understand. So this is the rectangle of the camera, and they say if the width of it is greater than 1e minus 6f. Hold on, let me see this. Super cool. 1e minus 6f. What is 1e? Whatever. Okay, so if I do this, what is this? It's just like a really small number? I don't understand this. I just have to admit I don't understand that. What is 1e? C#, what is 1e? One to the power of 10 over 6, so this is 10,000. Okay, this is just, what is this? 0, y, 0, 1 minus width is greater than 0. These are all 0. How can they be greater than these numbers? How can this statement be true? I really did not expect to be able to just go right into the code like this. That's actually a little bit exciting, if I'm honest. Stop. Got that back in just so I can examine the condition. Okay, so now this should I should have that error back. Yep. First off, why would you think it's a mobile platform? This code shouldn't even run unless it's a mobile platform. It's an application. Really? It's a mobile... I don't get it. I don't get it. So... it's definitely coming down here. So what is the R? R is just 0, 0, 0. X equals 0, Y equals 0. Oh, no, it's not actually. It's not. It's something else. Okay, let me see which one of these is true. Alright, so if I do... Okay, so now I get it a little bit. I was expecting for it to be a very big number, but it's a very small number because the negative after it means that we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places in or 6 places. So I guess R of X, Rx is bigger than that number. I don't know how to interpret these numbers. There's this is mobile platform thing. This should be true. Like, this should be active code. Because I am running Unity. Dang it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I am really happy to be in the source code for it. It really surprises me. Okay, these words don't mean a lot to me. I think this is pretty Unity internal stuff here. Tiled architecture, I have no idea what that is. Okay. Let's just step through this. Okay, good. It does actually go here. Uses load store actions. I'm looking for something like a setting too. Like if there was a setting someplace, uses load store actions. Okay, so I'm glad it's not going down here and saying this is true. That would be really confusing. What kind of object is camera? It's a scene camera. Okay, I believe that's a public. Interface or an API interface. Scene camera. Let's see what it gives me. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Okay, that helps me. Okay. So this kind of tells me what kind of values I should expect to be inside of the rect. Should be numbers between 0 and 1, and they identify top and left coordinates? There should be 4 things to them, and then X and Y will be top and left. And then width and height, I would guess, are just always set to 1. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, width and height set to 1. This is like a 0 check. That's what it is. That's all it is. Okay, now I'm getting it. So I've got a number here, and because of the nature of floating point numbers, you can't just say, does x equal 0? Does y equal 0? If they're a floating point number, you can't reliably do that. You have to compare the number to some other number that's close to 0, but a little bit larger. It's weird. I won't explain it. So they're noticing that the position of this rectangle is not at 0, 0. And they're correctly determining that I'm not playing that whole scene thing as in a full screen view. I mean, by nature of the editor, it's not ever going to be in a full screen view. But this is a really stupid warning to put in. So, like, I might want to do something like, if I was working for Unity, if, what's the preprocessor for not? Is it like ifin? Oh, good guess. Yeah, let's hit play and get out of here. Run. Stop the debugger. I suppose that's not going to help me, because I'll be playing inside of the editor. It would have to be like I don't know, I'm going to fuck something up. I'm going to fuck something up if I keep going like that. But I would do some kind of check to see, am I in the friggin' editor? If I am, then why would I log this warning? Of course, it's not going to be in a full screen view while you're inside of the editor. So, I don't know. I kind of think this is a bug. Like a Unity bug. A very mild one. Very innocuous, but it seems like a bug to me. Okay, so this is on pre-call. What calls on pre-call? I don't know. I'd have to open up their whole project and search through it. Okay, well, I'm gonna call this solution good enough for now. I'm gonna call that good enough. Because as far as I can tell, this code has just got a slight problem with it. In that this case is not worth logging a warning about inside of the editor. I could switch to the scriptable render pipeline, I suppose, and then it would exit out there. I could figure out. Okay, let me look at this one. Uses load store actions. Guessing this is read only. What's RT? Real truth? Russian truth? Render texture. Okay. Okay. So I think that fixed that issue. In a not too satisfying way, but a good enough way. So let me go back to the other thing that I was messing with, which is, can I get a repro on these guys creating like an extra spoke object? I'm gonna turn my maximize on play off, and let's save this. And it's also kind of a strange thing that the change I made is outside of my get path. Where did I make that change? Where is this file at? Okay, it's in the package cache. Fair chance it gets overwritten at some point. But I think I could comment it out again. It wouldn't be that hard. See if I get a repro on the bug with spokes. If I can't, I'll just keep moving on to the next thing. By the way, this session I'm just going to fix bugs. I don't think I commented on that yet, but that is my intent. Okay. That's fine there. That one's fine. You can see lots of puzzles where these guys are just sort of gumming up the works with the axles, and you have to figure out how to get them out of those areas in order for you to turn the axles to whatever position you want. kind of fun. Assertion has to do with the egg. So okay, so I did a bunch of stuff. If I unplay, are the axles fine? Let me check. I know one thing that could mess them up. No, I don't see any doubles. Okay, I know the thing that might mess them up. Let me try this other thing. If not, I think what I'll end up doing is I'll just remove the bug for now, because if I don't see a way to create it, a possibility is that it was like a scene corruption caused by a force quit. I want to try one more idea that could reproduce it. It's a little hard to... Alright, let me draw these guys over. Okay. So those, put there. And then I want to die. I want to die. Because that'll cause the axles to reset. And I think maybe that is what caused the problem. Let me try it. Okay, let's see if that doubles anything. Okay, this is the one I moved around a lot, so let me try that one first. Nope. Okay, no repo. I'm gonna just take this out for now. Okay. Now what? Let me check my work messages real quick. It won't take me long. Just want to make sure nobody put something right at 5 o'clock that I missed. If you're somebody who starts work early in the day and all of your colleagues start at a normal time, they tend to expect I'm just looking at a work message. I'll return to the Godkiller in just a moment. Alright. Alright, put away the work. It's now late enough that nobody can fault me for not continuing to reply to Slack messages at work. Back to the other work, the real work of making a game. Let me pick a next thing to do. This one, bonus box. That should be pretty easy. Consolidating the sound effects with the level selector. You know what? I'm gonna do this one next because it's a little bit harder. I still got enough mojo in me, enough brain power, enough juice to, I think, to get this one done. So, here's the problem. I've got some code inside of my level selector that plays sound effects. But those sound effects, that code for loading and playing them is redundant with my other sound effect code. So I don't want like two ways to play sound effects and two different sets of code that do it. I want it all to be consolidated. And the other thing is the audio listener. When I go from one scene to another, I want the audio listener to just kind of not have, I don't want like to have the audio listener be kept in each scene and be added or removed as I move between scenes. I want it to be in this booter only. So I do have the audio listener in the booter, which means that'll stick around. I think I already took it out of the player cam. Pretty sure I did that. Okay. There's probably inside of the level loader scene another audio listener, so I can get rid of that. That's easy. That's pretty easy. The thing that's a little bit harder is maybe moving over those sound effects so that they're all consolidated. But let me do it. Let me do it. And I can do it by doing some file copying and renaming to start. It's a weird thing. I click on this and it doesn't let me go and resize. It's giving me like bad feelings like the editor could crash any minute, so why should I not be able to? I can't resize that, huh? Okay, not feeling good about that, so I'm going to save everything. It's good to exit out of Unity every once in a while though, because there's some general settings that get saved when you do that. And there's also things like the default scene that opens up when you start Unity gets saved when you exit out of Unity, so that's fine with me. So if I go here, I can just go GK and reopen Unity. I'm going to see if the IDE is still in that weird state. Importing assets. I don't like that. Should it be importing assets each time I open it up? That seems wrong. When it actually starts up, I'm going to be curious, did it mess anything up? So why do I need to import assets again? Okay. So that is the right version of Unity. Wait, what's this one? Hub. Okay, cool. Airplane noises are a little bit louder than usual because I've got some windows open to cool things down. Okay, so let me see if anything's broken. No, that seems fine. How's my console? Ah! So I gotta do this each friggin' time, it looks like. Because that code that I changed was just in the cache. I'm guessing that is the deal. Because look at this. This is all... okay, double click this. Ah. No. Stupid way to do it. I hate shit like this. Okay. I fixed the warning for this instance of things. Okay, can I move this? Yes, I can. Okay, now I can move that again. Get back to the project. I tell you, it really changes your whole experience if you just be hardline about fixing everything that comes up as it comes up. So it's like slow and bureaucratic, but it leaves me feeling better. Okay, so audio, SFX. I should have... yeah, okay, so it's like bass wobble. What's this one? I'm gonna rename these to select, change. I've got a whole bunch of these other files that I gave them names that don't correspond to their role in the game. Let's launch level. This probably should be level select bounce 1, level select bounce 2, something like that. Okay. Level select. I use like BEM style naming, so I'll say level select bounce 1. Bounce 1. That's pretty good. Okay. This we'll call level select launch. And much thanks to Jaime Lopez, I got these samples off of Freesound. They were publicly licensed by Jaime Lopez. I myself have contributed many sounds to Freesound. for these kind of contributions. I think they're really cool. Jaime Lopez, you are my hero. And I have followed your licensing requirements, which were few. Level select. In fact, now I think about it, I got in the mode where on Freesound I was just grabbing only stuff that was CC0, which is the same thing as public domain. Basically because it's hard to trust Creative Commons licensing when the person licensing it to you is using defaults provided by a website, and they don't really think of their action as being publicly licensing. Or the other problem on Freesound and other places is that people use handles. They're like their forum handles, so that it hides who you're actually making an agreement with. So it's just, unless somebody put it there as CC0, I'm probably not going to touch it. Even then, there's an argument to be made that it's a little bit dangerous to use stuff that somebody put up there in the public domain, because maybe they're not the original author of it, or they're not the copyright holder of the sound in question. So yeah, I'm making a good faith effort to follow the licensing though, and I'm not just a leech. I put stuff up there all the time. I think I've got like between 10 and 20 things I created from scratch that I put there. So I'm no hypocrite. I'm contribute to both sides of this thing. Alright. So those are the sounds. Let's make them all addressable. Let's see, just preview that. Okay. I'm curious what's referencing these. I'm not sure if I always forget I can just select them all and do one change to addressable. I'm not sure if I created like a game object that references them. I could use interesting. So I've got this asset here, which is a third-party asset that will show me dependencies. Okay. Okay, so level loader. Alright, cancel. Save that. Just save all that. Okay, I'm kind of curious. So if I go and use this one, find references and scene. It didn't find anything. Now I'm in a state I'm unfamiliar with and I'm trying to get out of it. Maybe escape? Yeah, okay. But I gotta say, find reference to can find uses outside of the current scene, which is pretty fucking cool. Well, it depends. Okay. Sound effects. Which one's this? Manager. Okay. Yeah. So we got level select change. Shift, bounce, and launch. And let me follow the convention of making these alphabetical. Okay. So these have variety. Shift 1, variance, 2, 3, 3, 2. Okay. This one's going to be ounce. Okay, then balance. So these are what I call common sound effects, meaning they'll be used in a whole bunch of places, and I want to always keep them loaded. Level select, in theory, it doesn't quite fit that category in that it's used in just one scene, but since that scene is one that can be pulled up all the time, and I want it to be pulled up quickly, and you know, play the sound effects and everything, then it makes sense for me to include these here as well. So before I exit this level, I'm gonna play and just see if I matched. Tell me this stuff is not going to continue to. Okay. Hold on. Let me just. Damn it! Ah. Why the fuck? I gotta see that every friggin' time? What is going on with that? Maybe it was because I made an edit inside of those files in the cache. Really annoys me. Ugh. What is the fucking deal? Again, I can't select this, copy and paste it. Okay, just one problem at a time, I guess. Clear that. Fix the other thing I was working on. I don't want to get distracted. I could do a re-import on those packages. Okay, so my sound effects apparently loaded. I won't really know until they play, but the code for that is not here, it's elsewhere. Now I get to go to a new scene. Project. I kind of wonder about renaming this. Don't mess with it right now. Yeah, okay, save. Alright. So here's my crazy level loader thing. Here's the audio listener that I don't really need. Why? Because Booter's got an audio listener. Okay. Yeah, so here's all these guys. I could take out these clips. Yeah, there's this stuff which will drive me crazy. It's worse than the thing that I was trying to fix. Okay, just stop thinking about it for a little bit. Get rid of all these clips. Okay, and let's just build. Because I know I just created some errors, I'll just build. And get rid of these. That'll cause more errors. Which one is it? Oh, this is select launch. Okay. I wonder, am I doing this twice? Select level, update for selecting. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, there's some stuff here about pitch shifting I forgot about. Okay, play WOM. trying to remember what that number is in the middle. Oh, volume. Okay. So I can say pitch is going to be a float. I think it returns, if I did this right, I think it returns an audio source. Okay, an audio source. Can I set the pitch? Yes, I can. Okay. Same deal for the shift. I'll take a look at that. So for one, I'll just do this. I could try to move all this stuff in there, but it just doesn't seem worth it. Particularly with this ref float thing here. Yeah, doesn't seem worth it. Okay, so the shift, I have to do a similar thing. I suppose I could encapsulate this, but let me just see if it works first, and then I may move some of it over. Okay. Okay. It's driving me crazy. Okay. Save all that. Play. What's up with that? Something's off. No error message. Oh man. I hate that. I hate that. Okay, select level. Did I accidentally remove some code that actually selects the level? Is that what happened? It does kind of act like it just returned without doing anything there. I think that might have been exactly what happened. Yeah, let me check. Pretty messy diff. It's probably getting confused with the white space change or like line endings. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, okay. So I replaced what would have been the call to this function. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Bam. There's my 3 errors again. Okay, I want to see. I want to see it get to the other level. No? think it actually worked. There was something with the clicking was wrong. Hold on, let me try this again. Okay, so I need to have focus inside of there. I hit enter. So it didn't load my level in the background like I wanted it to. Right? This has been a kind of recurring problem of mine. There's like a synchronous load, then after it finishes it'll go, then it'll start doing the animation, and the whole point of that code was to load the level in the background while the animation was playing. And it seemed to work before, but I think that was just because it was actually completing the level load really fast, and now that there's more geometry in the level for it to load in, it's actually synchronously stopping everything until that level load's complete. I did fix the first problem, and then I didn't cause a new problem with that fix. It's just that other stuff I've been doing with the level, making it larger and adding more geometry to it, made the existing problem more visible. Okay, unplay. Bothering me. Where's bothering me? Okay, this is done. Fucking build errors in third-party assets. Makes me angry. Okay. Level load does not occur in background. That might be unavoidable. That might just be Unity saying we're gonna do a whole bunch of disk I/O, and the disk I/O itself might be the thing that's just synchronously done. I don't know. Let me see if I can get rid of these stupid ass build errors. God damn it. Oh, fuck. Has no meta file, but it's an immutable folder. Unity has no meta file. But yeah, that one. But let me quote it. That's good. Yeah. See if it's the same one. Nope. Face picker 2. Editor, user settings provider. I did open this file. I don't think I made any edits to it though. This is the one where I think I made edits. Why don't I just go, first off, save everything, go to, let me see, package manager, let me see if I can just re-import some stuff. Post-processing. I should be able to, I guess, remove it and install it again. It's not really what I want to do. Feels like that on its own might cause other problems. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Pro Builder. There's a newer version if I want to take it higher. Who knows? Maybe it breaks everything though. A lot of bug fixes. Alright, enough of that. Now what the heck? Let's just do it. Okay. Yeah. Just as a test, if I make a little change here and save, it should cause another build. maybe I have to make a significant change, so I'll go no, it doesn't seem to change it. Here, let me try this again. Wait, did I fix it just with that? All right. They're gonna get me. Okay. Go back to the level loader. See, that's a nice thing. So I went back to the level loader, and the last note from the level kept playing. And it's because there's one audio listener, and there's one audio point pool, which is like all the audio sources that get created. And they're not unloaded when you change scenes. I like it. So unplay. So it's not going to make annoying noises at me when I click here, but when I go to the other project, I did fix those build errors apparently by just importing some other package. It probably cleared out like that library cache thing. I don't know the exact terminology, but there's some kind of cached set of libraries. Okay, project scenes, back to delete me one. I don't like it when it creates an extra one of these. Why did it do that? I think I'll be able to delete that. But that's bad. I hate it when it does that. It might have had to do with my crash. Or I had to force quit Unity the other day. I could have made like a quick backup copy. Okay. So I'll probably have my warning back again. Let me try it. Yep. Okay, so it rebuilt some libraries. And I don't think I was ever meant to edit those particular libraries directly. Maybe there's some other location in the source. So if alright, so I'll go here and I won't edit it. It's called post-process layer CS. Close that. Post-process layer, is that right? Yeah, post-process layer CS. Okay, so let's see if I can find post-process layer CS. Okay, that's in the package cache. Package cache. Package cache. I don't think I want to edit anything in the package cache. It seems like a loser of an idea. Alright, I'm gonna let it be. I'm just gonna not worry about this, I guess. Got one other option though. I do have one other option. If it's really bothering me, I could do something like disable the scripts while I'm in the editor. So I would do it with this. Then if I click on stuff, it doesn't give me that warning. Okay, player cam. Then I have to remember to come back and enable the layer. Okay. I'm curious, can I enable a component like when I go to play mode automatically? Okay. Unity enable component programmatically. Okay. Don't make me watch a friggin' video. Okay, so maybe. Well, let me try it. Let me try it. So, let's say this is turned off, and I'll put some junky code in that I can change later on if I want. No, not prefabs. Okay. So I already put some code here that will okay. So if we say when I exit edit mode, delete. player cam. Okay, and then let's see. The next one was. This is weird. How do I reference this as a component name? Because it's got like this hyphen in the middle, and let me try this. See if I do player follow up. See, that one's fine. But these ones with the hyphen, the post process, that's weird. Post process layer Unity engine rendering. Okay. So I think I was probably on the right track. Okay. What? Come on. I don't get it. This will not build, but I'll try it. Why is this namespace unavailable to me? Is that even, maybe this is out of date. I don't think so. I think it's the latest. Let's see if anybody replied back to my question yet. Nope. Because everybody else in the world didn't solve it. They just said there's going to be a little warning in the console. Let's try this. Is this better? So rendering is there. What's underneath it? Maybe nothing. But if that's the case, then okay. Unity, how to access host process layer at runtime. Yeah, he can do this. I cannot. Okay. I don't know. I think this is kind of I won't be happy with the solution once I get it working. That's kind of taking the wind out of my sails on this. So, you know what? I'm just going back to that. I'm going to let this problem sit. I know that if I have to make a whole bunch of edits in the editor, I can quite simply just temporarily disable the post-process later while I'm working in the editor. And I'm being too much of a stickler here. I don't think this is that big of a deal. Is there a way to just? It would be great if you could just turn off certain warnings. That would be great. All right. So fix that. Bonus box, no particles. Yeah, what up with that? That may be the last thing I do in this session. So I see a particle effect there. It's probably missing a texture. Or a material, I mean. Yeah. Ensure read-write is enabled in the particle system's texture. Okay, maybe that's a bad one to use. Maybe I just grab something that's not good to use. Okay, I'll pick one that is mine, even if it's ugly. Okay, it's still saying read write, all that. Okay. What is this thing? It's a particle system. Is this like a Unity thing, or is it built into... the third-party asset? Okay. Okay, I think this is not what I thought it was for. Okay, I think there's a much simpler way to do this. It's a very straightforward thing that you would do with the particle system is set what the particle looks like. And I must have missed it. I must have missed it. Okay. Sometimes I just gotta ask the stupid version of the question. Unity. Particle system does not show particles. Sure, the particle set to okay, that might be it. Main canvas settings, main canvas, render camera, enabled, 7. Seems like 2D to me. Yeah, this is very 2D centric. Okay, they're mentioning layers. I am actually seeing the particles here in the scene. I just noticed that. Maybe they're just not very large. So I missed them in the game. So 1. Okay, so let me see what that would look like. Here. Oops. Yeah, I think this will be the last one that I fix. Yeah, I had assumed... Okay, that's much better. I had assumed that I was missing like some kind of material or texture not the case. I mean, that looks pretty good. I can maximize it too. Okay, so but let me get this set on the prefab. Also, I don't know when they added that option, but I haven't seen it before, and it's pretty cool just to have something that applies it to the prefab. It's probably been there a while. I probably just noticed it. Okay. That looks good. From further out, I still see it. It's shiny. Alright, I'm going to stop the stream pretty quick here. Okay, so this is the end of it, the end of the stream. I'm telling you, this is fun to play. I'm just kind of screwing around, but it's still fun. Stopping the stream. Stopping the stream. Stopping the stream. Stopping it right now.